Hey you guys, it's Peter! And I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Snaps up, baby. I'm YouTube famous now. And Pee-Pee's YouTube famous, and here comes Pee-Pee, the flying chihuahua. Hi, peeps. Okay, so I have notes. I have props. Let's get right into this video. What had happened was, no, in all seriousness, and I do want this to be kind of a serious video, the reason that it is called John Kuckian Exposed, although this video won't really have a lot to do with John Kuckian, part 1.5 instead of part 2, is because I haven't yet decided if I'm gonna make part 2. And I feel like I need to explain some things that I said in part 1, because so many people had issues with it. And which is interesting to me when I look at the results of the poll that I put up on my video and the likes versus dislikes and things like that. But I do want to address these things because I think it's important to address this so that maybe my intention for that video didn't really come across. And I'm literally throwing on the camera, sitting here talking to you. I'm not editing. I don't have, a script that I'm going by and all that kind of stuff, right? And if you watch my videos and you know me and you watch my daily vlog and my booktube channel and all of it, you know that's kind of my gig, okay? Is that I just throw up my video and I make it and it's what I think at the moment and I put it out there, okay? And, if I started to think through my videos and I started saying, oh, I shouldn't put this in there or I shouldn't say that or whatever, that would be disingenuous, okay? But for me to get on camera and say some things that I'm feeling at the moment, that's my truth, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's where I was when I made that video several days ago. Now, I try to remain teachable. I try to learn from other people, and that's what I've done in the last couple of days. If you've been somebody that's interacted with me through direct messages or otherwise, I think you'll see that to be true. I've apologized a lot for my behavior. I've reached out to some people that I know were very hurt by things that were said in the video. Some people did not respond to me and continue to just trash me on social media, and other people did reach out to me, and I feel like it was teachable for both of us. And I really think at the end of the day, that's what life is about, is remaining teachable and somehow getting through things through love, compassion, and forgiveness, okay? And a lot of people said in my video, how do you forgive somebody when they're still continuing to do the same thing? I never said forget. I never said don't deal with what's going on, okay? I don't believe in that for 1 second. What I said was forgiveness. And for me, I can only speak for myself, forgiveness is for myself, not for the other person, okay? Because I cannot continue to harbor hatred in my heart towards somebody. I have to, at the end of the day, do the best I can in a safe way to remove myself from the situation. And I'm not just talking about this situation, I'm talking about any situation in my life, okay? Take care of myself, move forward, and take care of business the best that I can, okay? So I want to address a couple things, but first of all, before we get into this, I wanted to address the poll, because I put a poll up on my video and I said, regarding John Kuckian, do you? And the options were don't care for his content, are indifferent, were hurt by him, love him, think he's a genius. Because one of the things that I said in my video that a lot of people had an issue with, which is interesting when you look at the poll, was that I said that he was a genius, and I'm gonna address that in a second. So 51% said that they do not care for his content, okay? So that's where that is. But what was interesting to me was that 29% said they're completely indifferent, right? They don't love him, they don't hate him, they just whatever. 7% said that they were hurt by him. Now, what was interesting when I went to this poll today was that I have been bombarded with people saying to me, you have no idea what John did. So for only 7% out of 268 votes, which really isn't a lot on a video that got 13,000 views, that's interesting to me. And then 6% said they love him, and 5% said that they think he's a genius. So the same amount of people that think he's a genius basically think that they were hurt by him. So I guess, it's all perspective, right? I do want to say one thing about this video was I want to address a couple very specific issues. It has been alleged that I am having contact with John, and that I am talking to John. And somebody said in a very Jeffree Star, John kind of way, which I thought was interesting because it was kind of somebody that would be in on the know. Do we know that John and Jeffree are having conversations. I wasn't aware of that. So if that's something that's come out in one of these videos that I didn't see, I wasn't aware of that. I'm having no contact with John. He has not reached out to me, and I have not reached out to him. So you can believe me or not believe me, but that's just the case. I have no reason to get on my video and lie when I'm sitting here basically owning my shit. So it is what it is. That being said, there have been a lot of people that were part of the hurt that was going on indirectly that I have yet to hear an apology from or see them make an apology video of their own, okay? Owning their shit. So, you know, glass houses are very fragile. And I thought, well, why don't I be the first person to do it? And then maybe we can move forward. And all of us that have been hurt by any YouTuber, it doesn't just have to be John, okay? Anybody that's been hurt by anybody, why can't we just kind of move on together through love and compassion and get back to enjoying YouTube? Because that's what it's really all about for me. And I have to believe that that's really what it's all about for you too, or you guys would never have gotten to the point where you were so involved with a YouTuber because you loved him and then were hurt by him, right? So that was the first thing I wanted to address in my video, was the poll. The next thing I want to talk about is that a lot of people said that I was minimizing how he had hurt people and allegations about things that had happened. I'm not in that, so I don't know. I'm not going to get involved in that. And that I had, like, you know, minimized it by some things that I had said, and that I said that other people were responsible for that, okay? So I don't really know that sitting here on camera that there's anything that I can say that will make any of that sense, make sense out of any of that, okay? And so I'm not going to excuse it. I should never have said it. I apologize. If you've ever been hurt by any YouTuber or involved in something that was alarming to you, I apologize. You don't deserve that. It never should have happened to you. I try very hard for that not to happen on my channel, and I try to allow this to be a safe place where people can come and have their comments and enjoy each other's company. And I try to have that be what it is, and I try to own my shit and apologize for things I've done so that we can continue to grow as a community, and as people and as society off and on this issue. So I apologize if anything that I said in my video came across as me minimizing the pain, the suffering, whatever you've gone through, okay? And, you know, I don't want to get into the specifics of it. I think you guys probably know why, and I'm not part of that. So however you've been affected negatively, I'm sorry, you didn't deserve that. And people will say to me, why are you apologizing for something that you've never done or you didn't do? Well, for years and years and years, I've worked with sexual abuse victims, and sometimes all they need, and I'm not comparing this, okay? I am not comparing this to sexual abuse victims whatsoever. But sometimes they've never heard anybody say to them, you didn't deserve what happened to you, okay? So since people think that that's what I said in my video, and maybe it came across that way, I watched the video back twice today, and I'm a bit confused by how I come across in there, so I can understand how it is to other people. I'm sorry that anything negative happened to you. You didn't deserve that. The next thing I wanted to address was that I referred to him as a genius in my video. That was kind of a flippant statement, honestly. If you go back and you watch my video, it's kind of very quick. I'm throwing things out there. And then I made a comment that he's going to be laughing at us from some boat out in the harbor, of which all of these people have tagged me in this tweet that's going around about this barge out in the middle of nowhere. So what I wanted to say about that was that I do believe that he's a creative genius. And I think that people in history can use their intellect and their artistic creativity for positive or negative. I'm not going to compare him to anybody, but I think in history, if you look at what it takes to be on that level of getting masses to follow you and engaged in what you're doing, it takes a lot of it. It takes artistic creativity. It takes manipulation. It takes, you know, getting people to like follow you and fall in love with you. And that was really what I meant by that comment. I wasn't saying he's a genius, we should all bow down to him, okay? And I actually put a comment at the top of my video and I said, I was in no means trying to shine a positive light on him. I was just sharing my experience of what had happened. And if anybody took it that way, that was not my intention. I also wasn't gonna come on video and completely drag him, okay? Because that's not who I am as a person. I'm just not. And I'm not going to continue to do that, but we're going to get to that right now, okay? The next issue I want to talk about is that a lot of people have thrown around the fact that they think that I am shady or that I throw shade. Well, I thought we would just look up Old Urban Dictionary at the definition for being shady. And the definition for being shady is underhanded, dishonorable, corrupt, sneaky, shifty, sly, suspicious, dark, low, or low profile. Thank you. Those are some adjectives to use towards me when I show everything about my life, okay? Everything from my dogs to my marriage to my daily life to everything I am. I think none of those words describe me. Now, the difference is throwing shade, okay? And throwing shade is like when you kind of diss somebody in a joking way. And that's how I was raised coming up in the gay community, was that we shaded people that we liked to be funny. It wasn't to be rude or disrespectful. So let me give you an example, and I've actually asked his permission for this. So like Dustin Daly, is a good GD of mine. Do you watch his channel, Dustin Daly? I love him. So anyway, I watch his videos, and he sits way back like this, and all you can see is his head. And I said, girl, you need to maybe like make it a little bit more full so we can all see your videos in there. I like your videos. They're very colorful. They're well done, whatever. And he said, okay. So I watched his video the other night, and he's like this. And I'm like, so like this would be shade, okay? Girl, I told you to sit more close to the camera, but like maybe back up just a little bit. Okay, that's throwing shade, all right? That's funny. That won't change on my channel. And if you can't handle that and you think that that's being rude or disrespectful or that I'm a bully for doing that, well, it's kind of called teasing. It's kind of called joking. And, I think that bullying is defined by the victim, yes. But I think that if you're going to be in the drama community, like I said on my How to Start a Drama channel video, you've got to kind of be open to some of that, okay? People throw shade at me all the time. Somebody in my UNANSWERED stream last night came to me and said, well, you should call yourself the hip replacements because you're so old if you think that shit's funny. Call it the hip replacements. I think that is hilarious, okay? Everybody calls me the old man on YouTube anyway. Call me the hip replacements. I love it, okay? If we can't laugh at ourselves and love one another, this gig of YouTube is over, okay? It has gotten way too far. I'm not your enemy. I am not your enemy, okay? People are coming at me and attacking me because they think that I'm defending John and on and on. Listen. I'm not your enemy, okay? In the last couple of days, I've engaged with some people. I tried to remain open. I apologize for my behavior. And I try to remain teachable. I'm done apologizing, okay? I am sorry for everybody that was hurt as a result of anything that has happened to their experience on YouTube. I apologize to anybody that is hurt by any of my content that I put out there. That was never my intention. I'm done apologizing. I am going to continue to make my funny videos. If you like them, please stay around, okay? If you can't handle it, I understand that. But to drag me through Twitter comments and streams that are 15 things long about something that my name is tagged and shit that I'm not even in, right? And then everybody's like saying this and saying that. So let me just tell you right now, okay? As of today, and it's not because I don't like you, and it's not because I think you're a bad person, and it's not because I'm blocking people that don't agree with me. It's because I don't want to get up on my Twitter anymore and have to read 15 streams of something that I don't even know why I'm involved in to begin with. So from now on, if you continue to block me, especially if you're one of those people that I've reached out to and tried to have a conversation with, or if you continue to involve me in these streams, there's no reason for me to be in them, okay? I've taken ownership over my part. I've said I was wrong. I'm trying to move on, okay? There will be a part 2 to this video probably, because I feel like I need to continue to say my part. The last thing I want to address, but I will say this about the Twitter. If you continue to involve me in your streams, I probably will block you. I'm just tired of being in it, okay? It doesn't mean like I don't like you or I block people that don't agree with me. I don't ever do that shit, okay? I don't ever do that shit, ever. Talk to anybody that knows me. I just don't. But if it's too much coming at me, I don't have to take that. It's my social media. It's your social media. You don't have to take that from anybody that comes at you. The last thing I want to say is that I said in my video something to the effect of it being a social experiment, okay? People made assumptions and speculations about what that social experiment was. I will explain it in my second video, if I ever make a second video, okay? It will have a lot to do with how this is received, to be honest with you. I'm kind of ready to move on past this. A lot of people said that what I was doing was trying to prove that I could move up in subs and move up in all this kind of stuff and views, okay? If you think for 1 second that I would ever use the experiences of hurt people to gain views and gain subs, this channel's not for you. I'm not your gig and you don't know me, okay? Because I would never, do that. I would never use hurt people as a way to grow my channel, period, okay? If you've watched, I get 10 times more views on Amy Slayton videos, and she and I are friendly today, and her haters are 10 times worse than all this, okay? So just let me tell you, if I wanted to make a video to get views and subs, I would have just made another Amy Slayton video, but I didn't, okay? And I don't have to make clickbaity titles to get the videos that I want, but don't insinuate that I would put somebody's hurt pain into a video and just trash them to get gains and views. I know where you've been taught that, but I'm not that person. I haven't been that person for a long time. And if you go back and you watch my videos in October and November, I said this was gonna happen. I said I'm really concerned with what's gonna happen in the drama community. A lot of people are gonna get really, really hurt. And you know what? A lot of people have been really hurt. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you got hurt. I'm sorry I got hurt. But I would like for us to grow and continue to love each other. We're none of us each other's enemies, okay? We're all allies in this. And none of us wanna hurt. None of us want to wake up and feel worse about ourselves than we did yesterday. Agreed? That's how I feel. So, you know, if any way I've hurt you, I apologize. I don't know really what else to say, okay? And I'm not going to be this person that explains away every single video that I do. I felt like it was necessary in this video because hurt people were continuing to be hurt. And I don't want that to ever happen on my channel. So I hope some of that makes sense to you guys. I love you. If you misunderstand something in my video, I apologize. I'm not going to continue to address it over and over and over again. I wish you the best with all of your endeavors. Follow my social media. It's listed below. I'm super active. And follow my daily vlog. You can see how fucking real I am on there. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.